Welcome to Beyond the Surface, a journey into the world of behavior intervention plans, or BIPs. Today we're focusing on how BIPs can help teachers address challenging behaviors in meaningful ways. We're not just talking about classroom management here. Instead, BIPs are targeted approaches that help students learn to navigate their behavior challenges, creating a more supportive and structured environment for everyone in the classroom. Before we get started, take a moment to reflect on challenging behaviors you've encountered in your classroom, something that disrupts learning or pulls focus from the lesson. Hold on to that thought, and as we move through this guide, imagine how a BIP might address that specific behavior. I know the term behavior intervention plan can seem a bit daunting, maybe like just another piece of paperwork. But here's the key. BIPs aren't just about documentation. They're tools that can truly transform your classroom dynamics by addressing specific student needs and laying the groundwork for sustained positive behavior and, by proxy, an overall harmonious classroom environment. Let's start with the basics. You may ask yourself, what exactly is a behavior intervention plan, or a BIP for short? A BIP is a plan designed to address specific behavior concerns for a particular student, but it's not created in isolation. It's typically based on a functional behavioral assessment, or FBA, which helps us to understand the why behind a behavior. This is crucial because instead of simply reacting to behavior, we're identifying its root cause and developing strategies to address it directly. For example, if a student is constantly calling out in class, a functional behavioral assessment might reveal that they're doing it so for attention or due to impulse control challenges. With this understanding, we're no longer addressing just the surface behavior, we're addressing the reasons behind this behavior. A well-designed BIP has a few key components. Let's walk through each one, starting with the target behavior, the behavior we'd like to reduce or replace. Then we define the designed behavior, the positive behavior we'd like the student to demonstrate instead. After that, we set SMART, or SMART goals, goals that are specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. This gives us a clear picture of what success looks like. If we're working with a student who struggles with staying in their seat, a goal might look like this. The student will stay seated during instructional time for at least 10 minutes without leaving their seats on 4 out of 5 days. This way, we're clear about what we're working towards. Now on to the strategies. Strategies are the heart of the BIP. These are the supports we put in place to help the student achieve their goals and replace the challenging behavior with positive actions. Strategies might include setting up frequent breaks for students, using visual reminders, or reinforcing positive behavior with praise or other incentives. Think of these strategies as tools that empower students. If we know a student tends to act out when they feel overwhelmed, we might add a strategy like a cool-down corner, where they can take a short break if they feel anxious or frustrated. The idea is to address the triggers behind the behavior, not just the behavior itself. Another example, what if a student struggles to wait their turn? A strategy could involve giving them a visual reminder, like a hand signal, to wait before speaking. Over time, these strategies help build students' skills in self-regulation and patience. In my experience, I have found that using subtle gestures to cue positive student behavior can be highly effective. Now, let's imagine a real-world example. Picture a student who has difficulty staying focused and on task. Through our functional behavioral assessment, we might discover that this behavior stems from a need for movement breaks. So instead of constantly redirecting or reprimanding the student, we can build these breaks into their BIP. The BIP might specify the student will take a 2-minute movement break after every 20 minutes of work time. With this structure, the student gets what they need without disrupting the flow of the classroom. This approach doesn't just benefit the individual student, it helps to maintain a positive, focused environment for everyone involved. Behavior intervention plans work best when there's collaboration between teachers, parents, and most importantly, the student. Think of it as a partnership. When parents reinforce the same strategies at home, students experience consistent expectations. Teachers can focus on instruction, and the student feels supported across all settings. Now, let's put this into practice. I want you to grab a piece of paper and let's try a quick exercise together. We're going to do a couple of things. Number one, we're going to identify a target behavior. Start by describing the challenging behavior you want to address in your classroom. Is it calling out? Is it leaving their seats? Or maybe being off task? We want to define the desired behavior. Picture what success would look like. How would the student ideally behave in this situation? Next, we want to set a goal. Try to make it SMART, S-M-A-R-T. What measurable change do you want to see? Set a realistic time frame to see progress. And then choose a strategy. What strategies might support this student in reaching this goal? Think about simple yet effective tools like visual reminders, movement breaks, or positive reinforcement. Take a few minutes to jot down your ideas. Feel free to pause if you need more time. Well done! You've just taken your first step towards creating a behavior intervention plan. It may seem simple, but each part of the plan is like a puzzle piece that, when put together, can make a significant difference for our students. Let's look at some examples to bring this to life. Imagine a student who frequently leaves their seat during lessons. Instead of repeatedly telling them to sit down, we can look at why they might need to move. If it's a need for movement, their behavior intervention plan could include regular, structured breaks. For another student who struggles with waiting their turn, we might add strategies for self-regulation, like a visual timer to help them wait, or a small waiting card they can hold. Over time, these tools help them build the skills they need to stay calm and patient. As these examples show, behavior intervention plans are less about managing behavior and more about supporting growth. To wrap things up, remember that behavior intervention plans are about creating opportunities for success, not just managing challenges. They allow us to meet students where they are, helping them build skills they will carry well beyond the classroom. The next time you face a challenging behavior, pause and ask yourself, what is this behavior trying to communicate? With a behavior intervention plan in place, you can respond with understanding, empathy, and effective support. Thank you for joining us in Beyond the Surface. Together, let's make classrooms where every student feels supported and equipped to thrive.